Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the chart room. Excited to be here with you all and to have these conversations. I hope that you find these conversations regenerative and all the beautiful things. What an exciting time. We have some transits coming online. Definitely eyeing that Jupiter not Jupiter, Uranus and Gemini transits coming online. And yeah, we are here, we are in it. And what an exciting time it is to be on this side of the change, whatever the change is for you in this chapter of your life. I think in many ways, Uranus and Gemini is absolutely motivating us to really look at our stories, look at our thinking processes. A lot of new information on the way. It's both going to be exciting and also scary to some nervous systems that are quite fixated and rooted on things. I got an interesting text from a friend earlier today, which was like, is everybody else like just freaking out? Is it just me or is everybody freaking out? And I'm like, well, probably fixed signs are freaking out maybe a bit. I can imagine if you are, a Taurus or, a Scorpio as well. Yeesh. Leo. But Leo's going to get a little boost this year with Jupiter in Leo. So I say for my fixed signs, absolutely just hold on, hold tightly, hold on, because Jupiter will be coming through to really stretch you guys in beautiful ways and to open some beautiful doors for you. But I wanted to spend some time talking about Uranus and Gemini for like 10 minutes or so, and then we'll go into personal chart readings as well. So yeah, let's talk Uranus and Gemini. Any Gemini in the house? Gemini, sun, moon, rising. Somebody here says that they're Gemini. I wonder how it'll be with Uranus. So I think before we even talk about Uranus, actually, lies. Let's first talk about Uranus. Let's talk about Uranus with consent, hopefully. Uranus is an interesting planet because out of all the planets in the solar system, Uranus is the only planet that rotates on its side. It rotates sideways. Every other planet rotates like a top, and it's just like, cool. You look at the astrology, you look at the solar system, everything else, inner planets, I'm talking our Mercury, our Mars, yes, our Venus, we love, it's rotating, like a top. And then once we get to the outer planets, we move into outer planets shape consciousness. Archetypally, they're about the collective. Of course, we experience it on a personal level. But when we're moving to those outer planets, they're a lot slower moving. I'm talking Uranus, I'm talking Saturn, I'm talking Pluto. And once we get out there, things look a little different. And Uranus, out of all the planets in the solar system, it's the one planet that tilts on its side and it rotates sideways. So I love looking at Uranus like a big old middle finger to the whole entire solar system. Like, hey, fuck you guys. I'm not gonna do it like you. I'm not gonna rotate like you. Everybody's rotating like a top, whatever. So predictable. I'm gonna rotate my way. I'm gonna rotate in my own style as a big old middle finger to social conformity. Which is why anytime we talk about a Uranus transit, we're looking at that. We're looking at a planet that revolutionizes, that evolutionizes, that motivates us to look at social conformity, the concepts that create social conformity from hopefully the outside looking in. Classically, Uranus is ruled by Aquarius, so these themes of kind of being the rebel and the radical is very much attributed to Uranus. And historically, we're looking at Uranus transits lasting about 7 years. So for the past 7 years, Uranus has been in Taurus. Uranus revolutionizing through Taurus. The themes of Taurus, we're talking about stability, security, our values, the body as well. I think in many ways, Uranus in Taurus revolutionized somatic practices, nervous system regulation, and it also, Uranus shakes us up in hopes of awakening. It's the planet of awakening, right? So it shook up our ideas, the social conformed ideas of what security looks like. It also shook up our values as well in hopes of getting us to look at, what we're valuing, what we stand for, what are those bodily no's, what are those nervous system yeses. And I think in many ways, Uranus shook up what Taurus really loves to find comfortable. That is a shadow quality of Taurus. Sometimes we get too comfortable, we hold on, and we get so comfortable almost to the point of complacency. And Uranus and Taurus was like, we can't be complacent anymore if we all can't be safe. Again, when we look at Uranus, we're looking at collectivism, very much Aquarius energy, collectivism of the body, collectivism in our values. If we can't all be safe, then what truly is safety? Then what truly is belonging? I think in many ways, what we saw with these ice raids, of course, and what we saw, like, no, you can't treat my body that way as well. And what we're talking about in regards to valuing of the body, even with, sexual abuse, the Epstein files, all of that felt very Uranus and Taurus, these very shocking, revelations of how we treat bodies, how we treat each other and our bodies. Now, before moving on to Uranus and Gemini, I think it's important for us to really understand what Gemini is all about. All the signs in astrology have its perfect opposite, right? And Gemini's perfect opposite is Sagittarius. And when we look at these opposites, the point is not one versus the other. The point of astrology is, how do we get them to talk to each other, to find that middle area? And what we're seeing here on the Gemini Sagittarius axis is curiosity, themes of curiosity, right? Whereas Gemini is super curious, very much to a student-like degree, has a lot of questions, is on a quest. Both Gemini and Sagittarius are on their own quests. It's the same quest, but they go about it in different ways. Sagittarius is on a quest for deep meaning, spiritual meaning, and they're like, cool, I want to travel. I want to explore the world. I want to see through the eyes of God. I want synchronicities and I want these moments. And they collect information and data through experiences, which help them have an even deeper connection to life, God, source, creator, universe, all of that. Gemini looks at Sagittarius and goes, yeah, but there has to be a system. There has to be something here. I want to learn through books, through conversations, through school and higher learning even. I want to learn about life. It's to be the curious child that is going, but why? Whereas Sagittarius might be the preacher, the pastor who is, delivering the good words, sharing a gospel. Gemini is the kid in the pews going, okay, but why? Why? Why is God? How is God? Where does that come from? Talk about, where do kids come from? Where do babies come from? And then they bury their heads in a book in an attempt to learn about themselves and their connection to others. But Gemini is interesting in the sense that it's mutable air. It's air that spreads. It's air that scatters. It's air that's a little bit all over the place. It almost has a mad scientist quality, Gemini energy. They're known as that messenger, right? And they carry a lot of questions, a lot of curiosity as well. There's also pop culture astrology who paints them out to be two-faced. And it's not that they're two-faced, it's that they are the living embodiment of our multidimensionality. Understanding that since they're an air sign, we're dealing with perception. Anybody who has air sign placements, we're dealing with perception and mastering perception, right? Mutable air sign is wanting to understand shared perception, right? It spreads, mutable spreads, it disperses the energy, right? And when we disperse air and we share air, there's this idea of like shared perception. So Gemini has a beautiful talent of really being able to bring the multidimensional selves in contact with others, and how that self creates a sense of belonging. That's why with Gemini, we're talking about third house of communication, third house of belonging, third house of the neighborhood we belong to. And in that neighborhood, our questions either bridge and create a more felt sense of belonging, or they create a space of isolation. Because if your questions go against the people you belong with, one of two things happen. Either we keep being the contrarian in the space, which is more of an Aquarius quality, or we just go, fine, I'll just be this version of truth. Even though it's not the full version of truth, it's still one version of truth, and I'll still stay in this. So when we're looking at Gemini and Uranus, we're looking at Uranus shaking up the mind in hopes of getting us to think for ourselves. We've created these echo chambers of belonging. Even this right now is very much a Geminian echo chamber for sure. We're talking about ideas, and in us talking about those ideas, it makes us feel like we belong. But Uranus wants us to ask more questions. Understanding that in this polarizing world that we live in, where it's like this or that, it's red or left, it's this color or that color, white or black, Uranus is wanting to shake it all up and to be like, great, there's a lot of questions that we're not asking. In fact, it's our curiosity that will eventually end up saving us, and not the pointing of fingers, you know? It's the poem that speaks for itself and not the poet. Right? The poet is the egoic attachment to something shared, something channeled, but it's the poem that's just like, whoa, that's the Gemini quality. So I want you all, and in our conversation today, we're going to move on to personalized readings. I want you all to start thinking about ways in which you're probably not thinking for yourself. What is influencing your sense of thinking? Who, what, where, why? And if we were to push against this felt sense of belonging through the mind and our questions and our thoughts and our conversations, if we were to sit across the table from, let's say, someone we don't egoically and value-wise agree with, what questions are we not asking? Very important. What questions are we not asking? And how can we utilize questions as a way of revolutionizing and evolutionizing the collective consciousness versus questions as an, I gotcha. Questions to get somebody in a way that affirms and confirms the ego's attachment to whatever false felt sense of certainty we might be carrying. So very important to look at. Obviously, Uranus and Gemini goes a lot deeper than that. We're going to have 7 years of Uranus and Gemini. I'll be posting an extended breakdown of the Uranus and Gemini transit tomorrow. So make sure you have notification bells on YouTube and whatnot. That's where I usually drop that. And yeah, I'm actually quite excited about Uranus and Gemini. Every time we've seen it historically, it has marked major changes, major transformations and innovations. So it's a good thing. I honestly think it's a good thing. It's necessary, like childlike energy that we need right now. Okay? That we need right now, right? So, with that being said, let's go on to personalized readings. We are booked up for today. What a treat. First up on the list, we have Katie, Cosmo Kid. So wherever you are in the space, Katie, please let me know. Drop a comment like, I'm here. And in the meantime, I'm going to pull up your chart and we'll talk about it. Talk about what's going on. I love that year. Seems to be all over. All right. And also, friends who are staying, please stay. Be a voyeur. Who knows? Somebody might be carrying some astrological placements that you share, and you might end up learning something about yourself through these readings. And also, please chat it up. Talk to each other. Share with one another. Converse with one another. Please use that chat bar, that chat box to keep the conversation going, and also to let me know, like, hey, you're on track. This resonates. It helps me as an astrologer connecting through these digital realms. So, yay, Cosmo Kid. All right, beautiful. Let's see, what do we got? Okay, cool. Great. I love this. I love this. Okay. All right, this message is for you, dear. So let's talk about it. Feeling this nudge to move forward, right? Feeling this nudge to move forward. Feeling this nudge, this call to probably be more active. And a couple things are standing out right from the jump that give me an indication why we're feeling this call to move forward. First and foremost, we have all of this Aries energy. We just had a new moon in Aries. We just had Saturn enter Aries, Neptune enter Aries. It's a very Aries fiery time. We also have Chiron in Aries. So this theme of forward movement, of going somewhere, of being pushed to go to the places we've never gone before. It's not by accident, it's by design. I would say for you, all of your Aries energy is concentrated in the 5th house of creativity, pleasure, play, romance. And we have some planets here that really support you in that. And we also have one aspect that adds a little more complexity to the conversation. First up, we have South Node in Aries. As an evolutionary astrologer, I work really closely with the nodes. South Node being that karma, that comfortable place, that safe place that feels like, ooh, okay, this is a comfort zone. And North Node being where we're meant to stretch, where we're meant to actually, that North Star we're meant to embody. Now, South Node in Aries paints the picture of someone who is kind of controlling. We're looking at the shadow of Aries here. And with Aries, South Node, someone who can be spicy, dominating, domineering, intense, definitely wants to take the lead, definitely doesn't want others to tell them what to do or how to move as well. Throw in that sun in Taurus. Sure, we're a little stubborn. I would say we're stubborn from a Venus-oriented place, from a place that's like, no, actually, these are my values. This is my worth. This is who I am, and all that fun stuff, right? But with South Node in Aries, what we're doing here in this 5th house of creativity as well, which I'll talk about in just a second, is moving toward this North Node in Libra. Now, with North Node in Libra, we're looking at mastering our sense of peace, is to really create the most beautiful relationship with paradox, to have an unmovable center. No matter what is happening in the world, it might be spiraling out of chaos, it might be totally at peace and beautiful. Can we find ourselves in the middle? That is the North Node in Libra. Can we find ourselves also in beauty? Life is not a battlefield, you know? We've done life as a battlefield. We've done life on the offensive and the defensive. We've done a life where we were constantly looking around us, waiting to react, just in case there was something dangerous or something happening. So what I'm seeing here is that there is a creative identity, either that has already been planted or has already been explored, or maybe you've been in the process of exploring the creative self, the passionate self, the fun self. But what's missing is that North Node in Libra conversation. North Node in Libra in the 11th house of community, your people, your tribe. And if you didn't have Pluto in this house, I'd be like, oh, this should be an arena that should be quite easy. It'll be a lot easier for you to explore this 11th house territory. But since Pluto is here in Libra, I would say we probably don't trust others easily. And what is going to help you bring life to all that joy, all that creative, passionate energy that's just sitting here in this 5th house, waiting for you to act with it, what is going to make that reality feel a lot closer is doing the vulnerable work of belonging to others, collaborating with others, sharing space with others, making art with others, making love with others, being in relationship with people, and through that, the inspiration that comes through. And there's going to be that part of you like, ooh, there's inspiration. And you're going to want to probably control the creative project, whatever it is you're creating in that space. South Node in Aries is there to be like, oh, but I want it to be my way, right? But we're not looking at my way in this lifetime. We're looking at our way, people's way. It's togetherness. So I'm curious if in regards to community and whatnot, if there's something missing. I'm curious if there is that feeling of maybe we feel like an outsider, or maybe we're just not fully trusting of community and others because of damage that was caused, right? Pluto in Libra here adds a level of intensity. And I think there's, the Pluto and Libra generation, which is around that 1977 mark, if there's anybody else in that year, like the Pluto and Libra generation came at a time where, Pluto gets us to systemically look at the rot. And what we're looking at here is systemically looking at the rot of belonging to other people. Pluto adds a level of that scorpionic intensity and helping us look at relationships and looking at how much of the self we sacrifice to be in relationship, and how much of that sacrifice builds resentment, how much of that sacrifice is truly compromise, or us just like bending over backwards because we're afraid of being alone. And what we're looking at here with the Pluto and Libra generation is how 1 + 1 truly equals 2. It's not 1 minus me equals we, right? It's like, what does it truly look like to be your own person in relationship? And how can we create something together that is like that probably would have been impossible hadn't we found each other, right? Can I be in relationship and open and compromising and still be myself? That is the Pluto and Libra question. And it's no wonder why during the Pluto and Libra generation, during that whole time, what did we start seeing? Divorce rates climbing. We saw this idea of like women leaving traditional marital values of like, no, actually, I want to do my own thing. I want to be my own person. So the idea of a housewife, the illusion of a housewife started really dissolving as well. And on top of that, people started holding onto relationships, holding on to tradition. That's also another shadow quality of Pluto in Libra. Codependency. It amplifies codependency, and it's like, no, but you're my person, and I'm scared to be my own person. I'm scared of what I'll find out on the other side of it all. So we see this sort of narrative with Pluto and Libra. Either they are in relationship consciously, hopefully they're in relationship consciously and intentionally, and they're really looking at how they might say yes when they really mean no, right? Or you see them completely cutting themselves off from relationship because they can't trust themselves to be themselves in relationship, or they're scared of the conflict that may come, potential conflict that may come from being themselves in relationship. Or they might be still super codependent people, so they're afraid of that, right? But can we rely on each other? What we're looking at with this North Node in Libra as well in the 11th house of community is to master diplomacy. To master diplomacy. To master, cool, I can see both sides. I can entertain both sides. There's a version of me that can be in both sides. But where do I stand in this? And does my stance add to the relationship or take from relationship? So I would say for you right now, with all this Aries energy really active in your 5th house of creativity, also it's the 5th house of romance. I don't know if we're single. I don't know if we're still like, you know, or maybe we want to, if we're not single and we're partnered, maybe there's this feeling of like, I want to bring aliveness back into my relationship. I want to bring an usness to relationship, a true usness. And in that, it'll inspire something fun and new. I would say really try on some new things here with all this Aries energy, while also clocking, okay, cool, the wanting to control, the wanting to dominate, the wanting to want relationships and collaboration to be on your terms. We got to consider other people, and it's not an all or nothing situation. We need each other. You know, we really, really need each other. So I would encourage you to let yourself need others, and to also let yourself fulfill needs of others that Ariesness inside of you might be feeling like, no, they're just gonna take something from me. Maybe relationships aren't taking from you. Maybe they're really trying to give you something, and we gotta just surrender that, hey, it's okay for others to do for us as well. We don't have to do everything ourselves. We don't have to be the only ones. We don't have to be solo. Like the world is not out to get us, and these relationships are not out to get you. Understanding that with Pluto and Libra, we're talking about paranoia, relationship paranoia as well. It can get quite maddening. And the medicine here is to soften and to trust. Most importantly, to trust yourself, to trust that nobody can take anything from you. You are still a sovereign person. You are sovereign, and the people you choose to be with, to collaborate with, should honor that and respect that right from the jump. All right, love? All right. So, awesome. That's what I have for you, dear. Thank you so much for your contribution. I really appreciate you. Happy Aries era for you. And really sit with like, cool. Who do I want to collaborate with? Start thinking about collaboration. Start thinking about people you want to immerse yourself with. Start thinking about adding other people to this conversation, because I think there's people waiting to like add to that fire in beautiful ways. Like, now we got, ooh, now I feel alive here, and ooh, now I want to get moving. Ooh, now I want to go this direction. You know what I mean? Okay. Yay. Awesome, love. I'm glad the messages were resonant. Next up, we have Charles. Thank you, Charles, in advance for your contributions. Just putting in your chart. And also, Charles, just let me know where you're reporting in from. Whoa, Cosmic Wishing Well. We had Cosmic Kid first, and now we got Cosmic Wishing Well. I fucking love that. Synchronicity, baby. Okay. Awesome. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So you want to create a thing. You want to create a community. You want to have a legacy you feel rooted and you feel grounded in. And right off the jump, what I'm hearing and I'm experiencing is, again, your South Node. We're talking about Scorpionic energy. And we started kind of talking about Scorpionic energy, Scorpio energy, when we're talking about Pluto. Any Pluto placement, any Scorpio placement, there is a truth to Scorpionic energy that like we really got to call out and look at. But since we're looking at a South Node in Scorpio, we're amplifying how sometimes we confuse intuition when it's really paranoia. Sometimes this sort of like being on the defensive with that stinger, with that Scorpio stinger, just like, tss, like there's that feeling of like someone's out to get you, someone's gonna get you. And it comes from a real place. I would say, yeah, I'm sure there have been some instances in your life where people have really shown their true colors and it's just like, ow, fuck, that hurt. I thought you were safe. And that is, it pains me. And the heartbreak that comes from that. But whenever I sit with someone who has a South Node in Scorpio, there's this through line of just like, gosh, just a magnetizing force of melodrama and intensity. And there's just this constant in and out of people who are just like not with it, don't have it all together. Have this feeling of just like, holy moly, like what is going on here? Why is it so intense? Give me 1 second here. Bam. It still shouldn't change your, yes, it is late Aquarius. It still shouldn't change your North and South Node. So when we talk about South Node in Scorpio, it's just like how much of this is really intuition, to which we got to do the North Node Taurus work here of your body is your source of intuition. And it's not just like, okay, cool, I'm going to stretch my body, I'm going to do some yoga and do some somatic practices. It's, can we utilize pleasure and comfort and stability as the intuitive force from which, okay, cool, maybe I was thinking a little off kilter, but whatever is coming to you or through you from a place of like intensity needs a hell of a lot more brakes in your life, right? You need to pump the brakes. You need to hold on. I need to know where my body is landing in all of this before I provide service, before I provide answers, right? Scorpio South Node comes from a lifetime of intensity. Talk about suffering, to which the North Node in Taurus is like, hey, babe, we don't have to suffer anymore. And how much of our suffering is created by ourselves? How much of our suffering is created from ourselves in this idea of the belief that we have to do it the hard way, that, you know, what we have to contribute is not enough, that it will be shat upon and people will turn the other cheek and not really embrace it. And it's like, no, babe, you come into this world to create beauty. Taurus North Node. Where's that Venus? It's in Libra. Are you kidding me? Beauty, nurture, love. And I think what we should do is move away from giving love only to people who want to take from you, and creating the environment, the container with the beautiful walls and space where it's like, actually, this is a space where we bring joy and pleasure and love and beauty to the surface. We're talking about like shadow work here with South Node, and with North Node, like pleasurizing shadow work, making shadow work beautiful, making shadow work this reclaiming safety, reclaiming nurture, reclaiming stability and security. Like, we gotta look at the melodrama that comes in and out of your life and go, actually, stand back. I'm seeing the through line, and it's you. You're creating your own suffering. And I don't want to have to carry that. At some point, you gotta learn how to secure your oxygen mask and stop dumping all your shit here on me. Throw in that Cancer rising, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, do we attract people who are of need. It pains you to see people struggling. It pains you to see people going through it. And you have been the reliable one. People just come to you with their secrets and their shadows and their shame. Especially with that Scorpio stellium in the 4th house. Literally, probably coming to your house. Maybe your house is a revolving door of people who are just like, and this is my problem, and this is my problem, and this is my problem, and this is my problem. It's like, what are we doing here? And you said, give me that North Node in Taurus. I'm tired of struggling. And I'm tired of all these people who are trying to convince me that life is struggle. No. Material gain, baby. You came into this world to have a cute home, a cute family, a cute community, a cute space, a comfortable space that you can actually belong to. And let me tell you, in the process of that, there are going to be people who look at what you create, the beautiful thing you create, and go, ew. Yeah, whatever. You're over your head. You're this, you're that. There are people who are gonna look at what you create, what is beautiful, and they're gonna take hot, steamy shits all over it. But let me tell you, it doesn't change it from being beautiful. There are just certain people in this world that it's gonna be a hard lesson for them to learn that, hey, they can have that sort of safety and stability and comfort and beauty whenever they want to. It's not this thing we earn through struggle. And that's what we're moving away from with Scorpio South Node. It's like, we're done earning worth through struggle. It actually can be very easy. And in fact, the body is trying to lead you to just how easy it can be with your no's and your yeses. But we're not listening to it fully. Because something in you is saying, well, my intuition is saying that I need to fix this problem. You gotta fix shit. You don't gotta fix shit. If anything, let me tell you, up here, crown of your chart, midheaven, we got Aries. Action. What sort of action we're doing, what sort of legacy we're building, it's grounded, it's earthy. It's an action that builds groundedness and comfort and stability, and dare I say, growth. It's to be active with, hey, let's be here now. Let's be here now, please, because there's so much beauty here now. Have you seen the trees out there? Have you seen that flower that's budding and blooming? Wow, that's so beautiful. Ooh, I'm about to eat this pizza, and I'm gonna enjoy every single fucking bite of this. What a gift is pizza. What a gift is this massage right now? What a gift is this pleasure? Like, we're so focused on the suffering of life and not enough on the beauty of it. And that is what North Node Libra is all about. I love this comment coming in on Instagram. Shit helps the garden grow. Shit helps the garden grow. There ain't, like, that is probably the most beautiful North Node in Taurus mantra right now, right there. It's like, fuck people shitting on your garden. Great, thank them. Thank you for helping my garden grow. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for helping my garden grow. I appreciate you. It helps me know that, like, I'm onto something. And let me tell you, midheaven and Aries, we are absolutely building a legacy here through Aries. And with Aries, we're pioneering it. We're getting someplace first, which means people aren't gonna get it. But the people who do get the community you're wanting to build and nurture and love and bring into existence, those are the real people you want to fuck with. Not the people just dumping their problems and their trauma and their this and their that on you. We're done having to carry all of it. At some point, we have to help ourselves. And if anything, use that North Node in Taurus to demonstrate what it looks like to take care of oneself. To be like, great, I'm tired of waiting for all of these systems, all of these shadowy things to apologize to me so that I can feel better about myself. Fuck waiting for some apology. Fuck waiting for some sort of forgiveness or anything like that. Like, fuck waiting for, like, some crazy traumatic experience to heal from it, to then finally feel worthy of safety, stability, and pleasures. Like, no, just claim it now. Claim it now. It's our birthright. It's all of our birthright. And you deserve to feel comfort and not feel guilty for being comfortable just because people around you are suffering. I think it's an important lesson to learn, so that whoever is suffering, the clearest thing you can do is be a lighthouse for them. To be like, damn, that sucks. But you know what else is, you know what works? You know what's good? You know what's wonderful? We're still walking right now, right? We're still moving. There's so much still here. Like, damn, that really sucks. It's that down to earth energy. Down to earth. Like, it sucks, but isn't it such a gift? Isn't it miraculous? We can be the source of our growth and our healing. It doesn't come from this mystical space. It comes from our body. It comes from this vessel, this temple. And we treat it like shit, and we let others treat it like shit. And we're paranoid that others might treat it like shit, so we don't do anything about it. Fuck that noise. Fuck it. Let that shit go, please. Thank you. All right. All right, friend. Thank you so much for your contributions. This was a fun one. I enjoyed sitting with your chart and contemplating it. That North Node in Taurus, it spoke clearly. It spoke very, very clearly, and I'm really, you should really be thankful about it. It helps. It really does help. All right, so there is that. Thank you, friend. Appreciate you. Just gonna go ahead and start getting ready here for Ashley. So Ashley, I'm looking for Ash P7976, wherever you are in the digital realms. Just say, hey, I'm here. I am here. And that way I know you're present. You're very welcome, Charles. So welcome. All right, let's see what we got here. I love this. Y'all, your notes are so perfect. Like, as an astrologer, it just lets me know that you're doing the astrological work. Like, you're rising to the astrological assignment. And I know this because of your notes. Like, I know this because of what's happening here. For friends who are just joining, hi, hello, welcome. I'm doing personal readings for folks who booked a reading. If you would like to book one of these little mini readings, go to the link in my bio. If you're on Instagram, book it. I do these every Thursday and Saturday. Go for it. Sign up. We book up quite quickly. Today I'm all booked up. So book for next week or book for Saturday. If you're watching on YouTube, you can go to the link in the description and you can book a reading through there as well. Now, these are 15-minute readings. There's only so much I can go through in 15 minutes. I try my best. But if you really want an extended one, I do also hour-long soul sessions where we really get into the meat and potatoes. So here you go. Ashley, you talked about rising like a phoenix from the ashes, right? And I can't think of anything more North Node in Aries than that statement right there. We are literally in the age of fire right now as we speak. Look at all this Aries energy transiting and accessing all of your North Node energy, all of your Jupiter and Aries energy, which is about action. It's about fire and trusting our fire. We're coming from a lifetime of South Node in Libra, the shadow of Libra, which is people pleasing. Doing and living your life in the 9th house of philosophy and belief building. Woo! Gosh, did we adopt other people's beliefs? It's too intensely, too muchly. And now we're doing the North Node Aries work of actually, no. This is what I believe. This is who I am. This is me. And I own it. I claim it. And if you have a problem, deal with it. North Node in Aries, we're talking about getting to that North Star through action and impulse, turning those impulses on, going from, I don't know, whatever you want to actually, this is what I want. And you can want it too, or you can not want it, but this is what I want, and this is what I'm gonna get. And the way that I'm talking right now is very Aries in the 3rd house of communication. Aries in the 3rd house of communication, Aries in the 3rd house of belonging, Aries in the 3rd house of our neighbors. And there's something here about Aries energy that wants you to reclaim yourself through confrontation, which is a scary, scary word for a South Node in Libra, who just was like, no, can we all just get along? Aries here is like, we absolutely can all get along, but we got to talk about the elephant in the room. We can get all along, but right now we're in a war zone, we're in a battlefield, and I aim to win this battle. And it's not from an egoic place. I want to make that clear. We're not talking about winning a battle in a very ego-driven way. We're talking about winning a battle from a place that has to go, actually, I have to draw this line in the sand because whatever's on the other side of it is so harmful, is so damaging to fairness and justice and all of those beautiful things. And this is the beauty of that South Node in Libra, because you have an innate, felt, core, cellular sense of fairness, of compromise, of delegation. But with the South Node here, we have kind of knocked it all whack. We've become a little too compromising. And there's a time and place for compromise, and there's a time and place for, actually, there's no compromise on this because it's completely unfair. It is unfair. What you're asking me to agree to is not right. It doesn't feel right. This isn't what love looks like. This isn't what care looks like. This isn't what balance looks like or harmony looks like. You're asking me to become the shell of who I am, to appease you, your ego, your truth. And there's an amplification here with that sun in Pisces where we don't know where we begin or the other ends. We don't know it. It's so easy to just dissolve and to be so empathetic to an almost martyring degree that for us to do the brave work of no, actually, no. Woo! That's intense. That's hard. That Pisces sun goes, well, that's not what a loving person does. It's like, no, actually, honesty is probably the most loving thing you can do. And there's a strong distinction between honesty and niceness. Honesty is still kind, but it might not be nice. You see? So we're talking about here Saturn and Aries for quite some time, really pushing on this third house, wanting and demanding you to say the brave thing, to communicate the thing that everyone is probably thinking, but nobody is expressing. To do the brave work of, actually, guys, I don't think we're looking at this fully. And the freedom that comes from that. We gotta lay the law down. And that's what a North Node Aries informed South Node in Libra does. It is the Justice card that carries that sword, and now it's out. Now I gotta use it. I didn't want to use it. I did not want to use it, but I have to use it because we've tried the back and forth. It's not for a lack of trying. So at some point or another, Aries says, I gotta extract the poison from this snake bite or I die. And once I've extracted the snake, the poison from the snake bite, now I gotta decapitate this snake because it's following me. It's not leaving me alone. It still wants to take from me. And this is where Aries North Node becomes the higher octave embodiment of what Aries is all about, which is life preserving. Life preserving. It's the voice that says no, and I will put my body, myself on the line here because you're showing your fucking ass right now. So if we're rising from the ashes, absolutely. I would say, what action? Ask what action are you being called to take right now? Where are we being propelled to move forward toward? And I would say, perhaps we've done enough sort of like sitting and percolating. I would say we probably gathered enough information. All of that rising Capricorn energy is going to want to be perfect at this. It's like, fuck perfection. Go all in on authenticity here. Go all in on instinct. Go all in on impulse. Go all in on responsiveness. If you're feeling called to respond, respond. Resist the urge to Pisces, swamp it up. I'm just gonna stay in my little bubble over here. Resist the urge to, I'm just gonna be alone and being solitude and very 12th house territory. It's like, no, we need to be out in the world. Third house of communication, third house of belonging, third house of conversation. We gotta get talking. We gotta start talking to others, and in the process of talking to others, it bridges an even deeper, more felt sense of belonging than solitude and loneliness could ever give you, okay? I think loneliness is a very safe space for you, and solitude is a safe space for you. Great, we love it, but there comes a time and place where we have to leave the cave, climb out of our hermit hobbit hole, okay? This is the energy of the Hermit card in the tarot that's carrying that lantern. And the Aries North Node is that lantern, is that light that's pointing where? Forward. You've done all the gestating. Now we got to integrate in action. We get to integrate in process. Okay? That's the work of this transit right now. That's what's being worked and moved through you. Now, your capacity to just really be brave and to stand up, like, come on, Jupiter in Aries. So the way you open doors, the way Jupiter opens doors and creates opportunity for you is in direct relationship with the actions you take. This idea that Capricorn is going to be like, but what's the plan? Like, is this responsible? Can we be consciously a little bit reckless? You know, Capricorn's going to want us to, hey, okay, cool, but is this practical? Like, what's the mountain we're climbing? And I think you get to throw yourself into a little recklessness here and just like the aliveness of it all. Make those mistakes, try things on, say things that don't land, you know, whatever the right way is. Like, we're workshopping here. But so long as the feeling and the sentiment is there, the universe is there to support you. Jupiter in Aries, we got to be brave. We got to be active. We got to take action. We got to say things. And every time Jupiter is here waiting to surprise you with like, see, it wasn't as bad as you thought it would be. You might have ruffled up some feathers, but maybe next week they'll start talking to you and be like, actually, what you were saying is not completely wrong. Like, we don't got to gaslight ourselves anymore with that South Node in Libra. Like, we're done with that. We got to throw ourselves into ownership, directness. And it's also playful too. Aries is a fucking clown as well. Aries is the forever child as well. Okay? Aries is a forever child. Yeah. It's crazy because I have a business and I feel the need to go hard, but there is a little voice like, should I? But I feel so deeply like it's time. You should go hard. You should go hard. And why not? Boss up. Say those things. And if we're talking business here too, we got Pluto and Scorpio in that 10th house as well, which is a reminder that your job, your career, the legacy that you built is built in metamorphosis, change. It's supposed to change. It's supposed to look different. It's supposed to move in different ways. And whoever you grew this business with, they're supposed to see you in different ways. I think we get stuck here. Pluto and Scorpio can get stuck and fixed on just like fixated on like knowing that something needs to change and then but I can go. It's like, no, you know, you're a Phoenix. You're in your Phoenix era right now. Phoenix, baby. Phoenix it up. Don't second guess it. You're saying, I feel the need to take action and move and do new things and be that Phoenix. Then be that Phoenix. You have all the information and all the experience you need. You don't need anything else. All right? All right. Sounds good. Rebrand. Oh my God. Also, babe, Pluto and Scorpio in the 10th house, get used to a lifetime of rebranding. And I think it's a beautiful demonstration to others. Like, hey, we change, baby. We change and we mature like a fine wine. And it's okay to change. It's okay to change. Okay? All right. Lots of love to you, Ashley. Thank you for your contributions. Appreciate you so much. On that note, we're going to move on to the next reading here, which is Laura Scott. Laura. First, let me change my screen here. Y'all don't need to see each other's birth information. That's yours. It's your sacred information. You're very welcome, love. see what we got here. Laura, life coach. Yay, cool. I see you're here. All right. Okay. I love this. Really love this. Love this question. We got a little predictive astrology coming your way. I loved your framing of this question too, because I think the timing, here's a few things that I see. First and foremost, at the crown of your chart, we have Cancer, midheaven. So we're talking about the crown is, it paints a picture of the energy of the legacy, around the legacy we end up building eventually. And with the crown here in Cancer, it's about nurture, it's about care, it's about love as well. And for a little bit of time, for quite some time, we've had Jupiter in Cancer transiting through this 9th house of belief, right? 9th house of higher learning, 9th house of the meaning making and belief building that helps us feel a part of something higher and grander and greater. And I think so much of Jupiter in Cancer has been really stretching the heart, stretching our philosophies around love and care. Collectively, we're really knowing what care doesn't look like. And I think if we are to go in this realm of coaching, when we go into this realm of coaching, because it's coming, it's not gonna look like everyone else. I would say it's probably something that really leads with more of that maternal, like fiery maternal energy. It's like tough mama coach in like the best ways. And I think it's a energy that we really need right now, okay? Now, as far as launch goes, you can launch whenever you want, and I'm sure you will be successful. But since you specifically asked for a time frame, there's a couple of things that I would consider. First, Jupiter will be entering Leo in July, okay? Let's pull up July over here so you can see what I'm talking about. So Jupiter will be entering Leo in July, and I really love this for you because Jupiter, that planet of abundance, of luck, of opportunities, landing and opening, is in this 10th house of career, of legacy building. It's in this 10th house of what we do in this world, how we're seen in this world, and how we're recognized for it. Now, Jupiter in Leo moves differently than Jupiter in Cancer. With Jupiter in Cancer, we're still looking at doors opening, right? But we're looking at doors opening through our heart, through our softness, through the nurturance, and the sort of opportunities that come from putting our heart on the front lines, right? Jupiter in Leo, we're looking at doors opening through visibility, through being seen, through being invited on stage, through the demonstration of this is my truth, and the applause that comes from that, and that felt sense of belonging that comes from people who are like, yes, I see you. I love the way I feel around you. I love how magnetizing your energy is, and that's amazing. So Jupiter, in a very synchronistic way, I think is arriving here in this 10th house as this sort of reminder of like, hey, it's time to sit at the table, to invite yourself to the table. It's time now. And whatever sort of confidence you're waiting for, whatever right time you're waiting for, just let that all go and give yourself an opportunity to find confidence in action, to find confidence in every interaction where we're on stage, truth is presented. And from that, we feel closer to the warmth, to the sun that we know we're here to embody. So I think Leo season might be the perfect time for you to initiate. So if we're pushing it launch to Leo season, then what are we doing in the in-between? What are we doing in the in-between? And this is where I would really encourage you to start building the more of the business frameworks around, because we got a huge 6th house Aries stellium here in the 6th house of service. So we are leaders of service, right? We are agents of change through our impulse, through our spiciness, through our action, through our yes, that sort of energy that comes online that pulls people on stage and go, let's go. Let's test the limits of our courage. I would say this would be the perfect time for you to gain even more experience points in testing the limits of our courage, testing the limits of our care, testing the limits of our heart. Okay? So in this moment, in this sort of in-between, let's really look at the philosophies, the containers of care that, we're learning about right now, and let's really put them to the test. Let's put them to that limit. Let's really go in that direction and watch how, okay, cool, there's some more fire here. There's some more spice here, okay? Either way, the energies right now are all supporting you in whatever actions you take. The key word here is just do something. Take an action. Libra rising, we probably juggle a few things. Indecision might be, at the heartbeat of lots of things. It steers the ship of your chart in many ways. I'm a Libra rising myself, so I get it. Sometimes I'm like in between and like getting myself to like just do a thing. It feels more exhausting than anything. But what we're looking at here is like, okay, let's just do a thing. How can I best be of service right now while we launch? And as I'm of service, how can I utilize that playground as practice rounds for that coaching launch eventually, okay? I would say here in regards to your north and your south node, like getting over perfectionism, getting over it, looking the right way, really leaning into the fact that you're in your nodal return right now, and North Node in Pisces really wants you to connect with the dream. So what is that dream? What is the bigger picture? And can we let ourselves romantically get swept away by the highest octave vision of us being of service in this way? All right? Can we let ourselves get swept away in that and really putting, empathy and spirituality at the forefront of all the work that we do? Okay? I would say in many ways, if we're doing coaching, I would consider maybe a group container, especially since we have a South Node in the 11th house of community. I would consider a group container because North Node, Pisces, maybe at times we feel like we're taking it all in, and having just multiple people, a group space to sort of put energy out there in multiples might help balance some things out. Some comments coming in here. Yes, it's really been the courage that I'm struggling with right now, even with having all that Aries energy. It's so funny, Libra rising in Aries, I'm always doing pros and cons lists, and then also my Aries wants to be like, let's go. Yes, very, very true. And I think the going is, I would say the going we're going toward, to sound a little redundant, the going we're going toward is the brave step we know we have to take that we haven't been taking. Why haven't we been taking it? Out of fear of getting it wrong, out of fear of rejection, out of all the sort of energies that come into like, but what if I don't belong here? What if I don't belong, like these beliefs don't belong to me? Or it's just like, throw yourself into that playful Leo energy, which is like, we're trying on truth right now, And like when something really is embodied, that comes through practice. And embodied truth comes through practice. And you got to give yourself that permission, like, hey, we're practicing right now. We're practicing. We are putting all this work in practice, which means, hey, we might fail. We might not get it right. There might be some imposter syndrome that comes up. Good. But let's get some reps in. Because if not, we're just like, wait, like, I think the question that you asked of like, when is the right time, is probably the most South Node in Virgo question you could have possibly asked. And, you know, I still fed a little bit of that South Node in Virgo. I'm like, well, here's a suggestion, right? Here's a suggestion. Here's something to consider. But also, like, fail. And fail big. We're all faking it until we make it eventually. And we gotta try it on until it's eventually embodied. But if we are reaching for this standard of like readiness, I think this readiness standard is insatiable. You're gonna always find an excuse or a reason as to why you're not ready. Like, let's start finding reasons and excuses as to why we are ready. And like, Beyonce wasn't built in a day. You know, anybody who we idolize, trust and believe, they were not built in a day. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of conversations. Even me being able to talk about astrology in this way, and it feels so natural and comfortable for me. Like, I had to do a lot of readings that felt unnatural. That I was stumbling over my words, saying a lot of ums and feeling uncomfortable. But eventually I got to a space where like, actually, I really love what I'm talking about. And it feels good. But we get to rehearse now. This is the rehearsal part of it all. And rehearsal is fun. Rehearsal is play. And the thing that makes rehearsal feel less intense, especially in these spaces where, you know, we're putting ourselves in coaching positions, right, is the pure honesty of like, hey, look, this is new for me and I'm here with you. Trust, I am human. I might not get it all right, and I will, you know, be integrous during this whole process, but I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to try this on with you, right? And just try it on. Honesty is the best policy, baby. Especially in these spaces where people are coming to you and there's this energy of like, I am the authority figure and you are the one you're learning from. It's like, actually, we're learning from each other here. This is play. Let's play with each other. You know, let's explore. We're exploring. Ask questions. Challenge me. You know? I think that'll create a level of like, okay. Understanding here with all this Aries energy, and for you, this Aries stellium, we are pioneering leadership and service in this Aries chapter. We are pioneering a form of service for a new world. It's new. It hasn't been done before, okay? So I would say, trust that you have enough training, throw the books away, burn them if anything, and now play and create a coaching container that feels fresh and new and integrous and exciting and is going to places as a form of leadership that we need to see in today's day and age, okay? Be brave and do the thing. Come on, Aquarius moon, we're quirky, it's different. It has to be different. It has to be different. All right? Yay! Awesome, Laura. What a great reading. What a great time with everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I just want to say what a gift it is to be able to do this sort of work. It's been many years in training, and part of me says that to, you know, feed the ego of like, whoa, we earned this. And the other part of it is the humbling of like, this is all work, right? There's no escape from work or the work, but there is freedom in how we respond to this work. There is choice in that. And sometimes those choices feel a little counterintuitive. They feel strange and clunky. But astrology ultimately is a tool for liberation. It's a tool to find yourself in free choice, in free will. The ball is in your court. I can give you windows and opportunities to consider and contemplate of like, when would be, an opening, or how could I interpret any openings, if any. But there is ultimately no better time than now. So if you've been mulling something over for some time, if you've been sitting on an impulse, sitting on a creative idea, a career, a relationship, a family decision, whatever it is, if we've been sitting on it long past its expiration date, then it's time to do it. It's time to do the do. More often than not, you will show yourself just how capable you are in rising to whatever challenge, whatever obstacle. We are hardwired for resilience. We're hardwired for action. And yes, we're hardwired for rest as well. But you gotta clock yourself when we're dipping our toe into too much of something and not enough in the other thing. And let me tell you, everything is churning in action right now. We're moving. And the people who are freaking out the most are the people who are just sitting in inaction, are the people who are still like, but I don't want to. When is it gonna stop? When is it ever gonna? It's never gonna stop. And that's the point. So get in adventuring mode and exploration mode and curiosity mode, and then do it. Sometimes we gotta do shit that we don't want to do in order to get the things that we want to do as well. So as your astrologer friend and bestie, all of that, like, oh my God, hello queen, I love you so much. Just do it. Do the damn thing. Set this fucking world on fire. Set yourself on fire in all the many beautiful ways, and just show yourself. Because that's what we came here for. To experience the aliveness that this crazy ass miraculous floating rock has to offer. It's really insane when you think about it. Okay? Life's too short to play it safe. I love you so much. I'll see you very soon. And thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And I hope this weekend brings you all of that courage that has just been waiting for you to tap into it. Bye for now. Love you very much. Say goodbye to everybody in the space before heading out. Acknowledge each other. We did a lot of beautiful work today, everyone. And acknowledge each other. Wish each other well. Send beautiful blessings to each other. Send them on their merry way. All right? Love, 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 love. Bye for now. Thank you, friends.